Hi everyone, welcome once again to the Rebel Bases Dioramas channel. Today is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be having a look at a diorama or a figure. We're going to be having a look at this. This is the Star Wars Toy Guide Volume 1 Kenner Action Figure 1977 to 1985 to give it its full title by Greg and Gianni at Red 5 Designs. And look at the size of this beast. This dropped, well, I say it dropped through my letterbox. It didn't drop through my letterbox at all. I had to get it off the postman, and he was struggling up the drive with this absolute unit of a book. It's massive. It's absolutely enormous. The guys have been working on this for about 2 years. Started off as a Kickstarter, and absolutely incredible. Got the funding for it. I'm going to show you the photographs in a minute inside because they are beautiful. The level of detail is unbelievable that's in here. It's just a fantastic, amazing, gorgeous book. When it gets re-released, please get it, because if you are a Star Wars fan, you are going to need this. If you're a figure fan, you're going to need this. If you're any sort of expert in the field, get this, because I can guarantee you there is something in here that you will not know. Just want to say a massive thank you to Greg and Gianni for putting this thing together. They did the Kickstarter about 2 years ago. They got the funding, like I say, they needed. And to say it's got produced this quickly is phenomenal. I'm sure Greg won't mind me telling you, he actually quit his job, his full-time job, to focus on this. They put so much hard work, so much effort into this book, and it is just a testament to show what this amount of hard work and dedication, and being a Star Wars fan, can do, because this is phenomenal. Gentlemen, it's amazing. Now then, let's get into this thing. Alright, let's have a look at this. Look at the size of this thing. I have got the blue version, which is the standard version. I don't like to use the term standard because there is absolutely nothing standard about this at all. As you can see on the front here, we've got the original 12 backs. And if we pull over the dust cover there, we've got this beautiful silver embossed design on the black, which is fantastic. Let's tuck that background again. Now, here you can't really get an idea of the size of it, so I'm just going to ask Luke here to demonstrate. This is a standard 3.75 inch figure, and you can see with Luke there, it's just huge. Put Luke to one side for a second, and we'll get this open and we'll have a look inside. Look at this. Beautiful, full colour photographs. Just flip back to the beginning here. There we go. God, these pages are heavy. Here we go. So we've got a bit of information there. Thank yous from Greg and Gianni. And then into this full colour photograph. A full table of contents. And then a bit about Gianni and Greg there, about their history, why they like Star Wars. So then we've got this beautiful full colour photograph again. We've got some history about Kenner, which is great to learn about a little bit about the company firsthand, and then we're going to go straight into these card fronts. We've got some fantastic photographs on here. We've got a little bit more information. I say a little bit more information. We've got loads of information. We've got this information right here about the waves and which movie they came from. So you've got 12 figures from Star Wars in Wave A, 8 in Wave B, and it goes on to Empire Strikes Back. It goes on to Return of the Jedi. It goes on to Power of the Force, if anyone remembers the big buff figures. Then we've got more photographs here of the card front with the figures inside them as well. Just so many photographs in here. They are so beautiful. Just the level of detail. And what's really nice as well is each photograph is perfect. There's no room for error. There's no mislighting, anything like that. It's all just been photographed so well. We've got some more figures here. These are like free figures. This is Revenge of the Jedi. Obviously before Return of the Jedi it was Revenge of the Jedi, but of course Jedi don't take revenge. So on this page here we have got the original 12 backs, the first design for the 12 backs, and then on this page here, this is really cool. So there are various versions of the card backs and card fronts that exist out there in the wild. However, there are faded out ones here, so they may exist in some form or variation, but they just haven't been found yet. However, what
Greg and Gianni have done have provided these sticker sheets here. So if you do find one, you can place it over the faded out area. Now, I'm not going to be doing that because I don't want to ruin this beautiful book, but that is something you can do on these faded out areas here. And you've got the slightly larger ones here with a lot more detail on as well, even more here. And then we go straight into the 48 backs, which were for Empire Strikes Back. A lot more detail on these cards. As you can see, it showed all the figures on the back. Obviously a lot more production time to be able to allow these figures to be made. R2-D2 here, you can see front, back, side and side, and then what it would have looked like in the original packaging as well. This is a really nice feature as well. So you've got Obi-Wan here in his vinyl cape, telescopic lightsaber, and then you can pull this section back here and it shows him without the cape as well, and the collector's coin as well there. Let's flip this page over. We've got the Jawa again. We'll just go on to I'll just flick through these very quickly just so you can see. Snowtrooper, love a good Snowtrooper figure, even to the extent of, like, look at all this information here. These are all the different card backs, all the different varieties of card backs you can get, and then what page they're on inside the book. It's just ridiculous. It's such a good reference guide. Let's have a look here. Got a pilot. Don't have that many pilots myself, actually. Got another R2-D2 with the sensor on the top there from Empire Strikes Back. Here we've got one of the twin pod cloud car pilots. Get a free display arena with that one. Just gonna have a flick through these and see what else I can find for you. Oh, Gamorrean Guard. This is really cool. Okay, so we can see the weapon here. So the details are on here about what page to turn to, so you can find out more information about that particular weapon. So if we flick through and find it, so here we go. This is in the armory and accessories section. Here we go. The Vibro Axe, unique to the Gamorrean Guard. So only ever produced for that figure, presumably. We've got staffs, we've got headdresses, for the various different figures. So the Ewoks here. Let's have a quick flick through. There we go, we've got some specials there. That's a Luke Skywalker as a Stormtrooper. That flicks open there. You can see the page just flips open just a little bit so you can see a bit more detail. There we go. Here we've got Max Rebo, part of an action figure set. So just flick back a little bit. There we go. You can see some of the sets here have 2, 3, sometimes more characters in them. Oh, this was a cool set. Size Snoodles and the Rebo Band. Lots of different figures in this set. I love that Max Rebo figure as well. And then you got even the detail on the microphones, for goodness sake. Who thought Star Kenner ever produced microphones for Star Wars? Now, we'll admit this, the baggies, this completely threw me. The level of detail that's even gone into this. So, like for example, this Luke Skywalker, released in 1984, it's in a polythene bag. It was heat sealed. The writing was horizontal. And then this one, Kenner, made in Hong Kong. They've even put in the details of what type of plastic it was. This one was in cellophane. I was like, this is just unreal to go to. Where did you get this knowledge from in the first place? How on earth do you get that together? And then to find this information from years ago, which, it could have been lost to time, but they've somehow managed to get this information, is just stunning. Some lovely catalogue designs here. It's actually one of my favourite vehicles, the Land Speeder, Luke's Land Speeder. We've got a replica here of the Death Star playset, and then we've got some more catalogues here, items that featured in Christmas catalogues and toy catalogues. And then as we move on, these are figures that were released for the series Droids, the cartoon series, if anyone remembers that. Another beautiful photograph, look at that. So much detail. And there's also, here we go, the Ewoks series as well. If anyone remembers that as well. That was actually my first introduction to Star Wars. So you got a few figures here, and then we've got photographs down here of the second wave. More Ewoks, even more Ewoks characters with the collector's coins as well. And then as we're heading to the back, we've got the really huge figures here, the 12-inch figures that came in these ridiculously huge boxes. I never actually had any of these. I was always a fan of the slightly smaller figures, R2-D2 there with the little pads that go inside him. Stormtrooper, just a string attaching his gun on there, no holster. And here we have a preview of Volume 2, which is going to feature vehicles and playsets. I'm really looking forward to this set. The breakdown of separate components, all the different products, extra pieces, really excited.
So there you have it. Like I said, I wasn't going to go into a massive amount of detail on this just because the amount that's in here is unbelievable. You'd be easily looking at like a 10-hour video just to go through the first few pages. It is astonishing. So thank you, Greg. Thank you, Gianni. It's absolutely beautiful, and I personally can't wait for Volume 2, the playsets and the vehicles. So I love my Star Wars vehicles, and I'm very, very interested to see how that book's going to turn out. Also, thank you very much for me now having to buy a new bookshelf, because this does not fit on any of my bookshelves, so thank you for that. But yeah, great work, guys, amazing, and I shall see you soon with a new diorama.